Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now here in the EDC world, in the EDC community, carrying lots of stuff with us is something that we do a lot of. Whether that's in a pocket, on what you class as kind of on body, or whether you've just got loads of other things, kind of tertiary items that you carry in a backpack, off body kind of carry. It's fair to say that compared to many other communities out there, we certainly do like to carry lots of stuff with us. And that's where pouches come in. I was trying to think of a decent segue to get into there, but pouches are great. There are so many different companies out there that are making some exceptionally good pouches. And what I thought was, I've got a few different manufacturers that I've worked with, a few different pouches that I've kind of amassed over the years that I've been making some content, and I thought I'd share with you some nuggets, some that I feel are just in the pouch space. Some of them aren't necessarily pouch manufacturers, but the pouches that they make separate themselves out for whatever different reason. Now the first one, I just happened to have these in my hand while I was taking stuff out of my bag, and this is Lochby. So Lochby are a US company, and the pouches that they make are definitely more EDC inspired. So you have things like the Quattro here, which is a great little pouch, zips open, and it has 4 slip panels in here, so you can put in different pens or small pen style torches. You have one of their organizers, one of these that they've just worked with. They've worked with Dom from Max Level EDC, who is a legend within his own right. And then you have the pocket field notes. Again, it's just a small pouch that you can put some field notes into these. One of the things that I really like about Lochby is the materials that they use. So this is the one that I've owned the longest, and this is the one that's had the most kind of wear, and it's got its own patina. These two here I've owned the least, but you will find that these will get this really nice patina. So they're all made on the outer with this really nice waxed canvas. They do them in a few different colours. Personally, I prefer the brown ones, mainly because of how well they do weather and they do patina, but also because they have this really nice high-vis lining, that it's not like a fluorescent yellow, it's more of a golden amber kind of colour. I find that the brown and that colour really do mix well, and I like that aesthetic. But as far as stuff, these are like something Indiana Jones would have. That bit in The Last Crusade, where he's got that book that he keeps taking out, his dad's book, and he's trying to find all of the different clues and stuff. Indiana Jones would 1000% have that little notebook that he has in one of these Lochby ones, and I think that's what I find about these, that there's a certain kind of level of endearment to these, just because of the materials that they're made from. I've been holding these the wrong way around, because there's a small Lochby logo on the front. I've just realised that that's facing me. But yes, as far as these really nice EDC organiser style pouches, Lochby are exceptional. Next up we have Alpaka. So Alpaka really are more of a bag company, and the bags that they make are exceptional. They generally are exceptional. A lot of the materials that they make, they're all high-end materials. These use X-Pac material, which I used to be a Cordura nerd or Cordura snob, and I think I've ditched being a Cordura snob and turned into an X-Pac snob. So these are 2 small pocket pouches. You have the smaller one here, YKK zips, available in hundreds, maybe not hundreds, slight exaggeration, but available in several different colours, and then on the inside. So these are kind of more about those smaller pocketable items, and that's what's the beauty of these is you can fill these pretty much jammed to the hilt, and it's still perfectly fine to be able to have this in your jeans, walk around with it, take it out, and just keep those essentials in here. You then have a larger version of this, I'll put that between my legs for a second, which is again very similar, so made from this X-Pac. You have more of that really nice X-Pac material on the inside, but rather than just your essentials, you can put more into this. So maybe you're going away for the weekend, you want some like a wash kit, maybe you want to turn this into a small tech pack, maybe you want to have something specifically for traveling. There are small items that you take with you so that if you need to go through security, you can easily take this out and you can then, you know, open it up. Both of the two that we've seen here, these fully clamshell open like this, they butterfly open. The beauty of Alpaka is, I suppose, there's a big difference between the previous one, Lochby, using those natural kind of waxed canvas materials. They feel, as I mentioned, it's the type of thing that Indiana Jones would have. With Alpaka, these are definitely new age materials. Everything on these are of the highest quality, and also they're just cutting edge. But for the price, I think that's one of the beauties with Alpaka, is that they're not particularly expensive. Unfortunately, and I do have to mention this, unfortunately one of the downsides with Alpaka is that they cost a little bit more to get to here in the UK or here in the Kingdom of the Moorlands. They're an Aussie company, certainly not going to hold that against them. I know I've got lots of viewers here probably thinking, where's he going with this? What's wrong with Australia? There's absolutely nothing wrong with Australia. Been there, loved it, got the t-shirt, all of that kind of stuff. But yes, postage to the UK here does get a little bit tricky. But there are a few different communities. If you have a look on Facebook, there is an Alpaka owners group, and with the Alpaka owners group you get a lot of people selling that sort of stuff here in the UK, which does make these easier to get. And I think they also do bulk buys, so if you can kind of get in with them, then it makes it cheaper because everyone's buying together and it cuts down on the postage. But yes, if you're after a high end with a lot of these new age kind of materials or cutting edge materials, Alpaka are awesome for that. Now next up we have some pouches from Vanquest. There's actually 3 of these. I have another one here in my pocket. I mean, what can be said about these pouches? If there is a zombie apocalypse, if there is a nuclear apocalypse, if there's something that is strong enough to take out the cockroaches, these things will still be kicking. Everything that you get with Vanquest is Abrams tank level tough. They're all made from Cordura. All of the webbing that's on here is mil-spec webbing. I have recently made some content on both of these, so I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from these. So the one that we have here, this one is designed more for your EDC sort of stuff. YKK zips on here. It's compatible with Molle. You have PALS webbing all through the back, designed specifically so that if you have this on something, you can hold it here on the top, give it a rip, and it will open up. Vanquest, I know there's been a few people that have started to use the high-vis lining in here, but going back to like 2022, 2023, Vanquest really were out there with this. The organisation that you get in here is absolutely amazing. Now that one's designed mainly more for EDC, whereas this one is designed specifically for more of a medical use, which actually this one is easier to be able to get into because you just pull it. Although the Velcro on here is the toughest possible Velcro that you could possibly get. Oh, a lot of spit in there, sorry about that. But yes, so these are designed to be layered so that you can use these as an IFAC. If you want to, you can still use these for EDC though. But if you're after something that is more of a traditional pouch, you can get these in 2 or 3 different sizes. They go to bigger, they go to even smaller. If you're after ones, what was the name of the small pouch? I have made some content. Again, I'll leave a link, whichever side the link goes, on one of the smaller pouches. Absolutely amazing because you can get your essentials in there, keep it in your pocket. Now with these, as they all do, I'm just going to make sure that I'm careful when I open this because I know what I've got on the inside of here. You've got all of the bits in here so that you can customize this, you can put your essentials in here. Now similar with the Alpaka stuff, these butterfly open so that you can get everything. But but these are next level tough. They really are. Now that does mean that with these you'll probably find that they're a little bit heavier than you'll get with maybe some of the alpaca ones, but I mean, that goes by and by. If you're after something and you want it to be as tough as possible, the level of the kind of the Kudora these are made for, that's something that you're just going to have to accept. But knowing the people that want this to be the toughest, then you know they're the people that accept that things are just going to be a little bit heavier. Now I did take these out of here because they did send these to me. I think these are awesome. So I had to take these off the other packs that they're on. So they have these little cards. You can purchase these separately, and you can obviously buy as many as you want. But here on the front, so it has a little system that's kind of set up. So if you want, red is first aid kit, green is food, blue is water, and then what you can take is these small strips of Velcro, which are really tough again, so that you can loop these round at the top. Let's put these on here. So if you want to be able to quickly get something out of your bag, or maybe you're in a pinch, or maybe you're camping with a buddy and you say, oh, can you do me a favour, I need to get some of the utensils. They're in the green pouch. You can get all of these pouches in grey, and they do them in plenty of different colours. They've got grey, black, coyote and multicam, and then I think, or was it multicam black? Anyway, so there's plenty of colours, and then you can get them in red. So maybe if you've got a buddy, oh, can you grab something out of my bag? Or maybe your daughter's asking, oh, where's that adapter that I need? Okay, it's in the pouch that's in my bag, that's in the haul, and it's in the green pouch, or it's in the blue pouch. Very simple system to be able to denote which you need for each. I guess as well, and I'm probably, if you have other pouches, whether they're Vanquest pouches or not, then you can use these little strips, and you can have this on your main bag, on the outside of your main bag, so that it's there. It's a great system, and it's strange that other companies haven't kind of stolen this. I've not seen that other companies have stolen this idea, but if you're after the toughest possible, you generally can't go wrong with Vanquest. Now next up, from my all-time favourite Finnish backpack company, military backpack company from Savotta, these are these zippered organisers. Now I do want to give a shout out to George Defied. I've seen these on his channel many times, and I decided to pick some up, and they are awesome. Now I'm taking these apart mainly because there's actually 3 here. I had them inside them. I took some stuff out of them this morning, and then just thought, well, I might as well just kind of put them inside each other. So they go, I don't think they're not like small, medium, large, but if you look at them, you have the smaller ones, then you have the kind of the medium ones. This isn't the large, this is kind of the extra large, because there was another size in between these, but they're like 10 centimeters by 15 centimeters, 17 centimeters by 12 centimeters. It's all in centimeters, obviously, because we're here in Europe. But they're made from the same mesh material that Savotta use in their backpacks. It's just a simple system the way that they've got it. You have a couple of pulls on here on the side, so if you needed to attach this to something, or you needed to attach something to these, then you can do. You could use these smaller ones as a wallet as well if you'd like. These are the day glow orange versions. Now you don't have to get them in this colour. I believe they also come in green, and they also come in black, but I like these. If you do have bags that don't have high-vis lining, then why not make your pouches high-vis, and it makes them easier to be able to find in here. With the smaller one here, it just has a single zip, so you open this up and then you can get whatever you want in and out of here. Because you have this mesh on here, it just makes it so much easier to be able to see what's inside. It's, again, strange that nobody is making more mesh pouches, because when you're trying to find things that are in here, before you've even opened it, you can see what side of the small pouch that they're in. So this is again one of the larger ones, whereas once you get past the small one, the next ones, the larger ones have double zips, so these will open in both directions. So if you wanted to, if this was something that you're always going to have down on a flat surface, mainly because there's bits that will fall out of here, then you can put it down there, you can zip that open, and then you can get into it from above. Again, these are great. These really are good, and they're not particularly expensive as well. I'm trying to think of the price, but again, if you see these, of course, I'll leave some links below so that you can see all of the items that we've had a look at today. But I picked up, I bought one of the Savotta bags a couple of weeks back, and while I was doing it, I just added these extra because it was one of those, if you pay X amount, then you get free postage. So I added these, I think it was an extra £30, an extra £25 just to get these extra ones, which just added that extra amount so that I could get what I needed. And then with the larger one here, I don't think this is actually large, this is kind of extra large, because I did skip one of the sizes, but it's more kind of a, I suppose it's bigger than a DVD case, but again with this one you have the double zips that will open in either way. So again, if you want to have this flat on something so that you can open it up from the top, you can then splay this open so that you can get into there as well. Now, although I've mentioned there are a couple of different sizes, a couple of different colours of these, there are also two different versions. So these are the standalone versions. I think they're called, I hope they're called the standalone versions. I'm pretty sure they're called standalone versions. But you can get these so that they're fully hook and loop backed. So if you want to have these that you can then take out of a backpack that has hook and loop on the back, you can slap these onto there, lay it down, open it up, get what it is that you need to get out of them. You can have them set up maybe so for this wide, taller one, then you have one here next to it, then one here underneath it. You can kind of stack these and tessellate these again with the hook and loop on the back, which again I think adds an extra layer of kind of, I forgot the word I was going to say then, I'm an idiot. Anyway, it adds whatever that word was going to be. Versatility was probably the word that I was going to say. But yeah, and then when you're not using them, then you can just kind of put all of the other ones back into here, like so, and then you're good to go. I think that is the beauty of these pouches, more so than some of the others, because some of the others, the materials that they're made from, they're reasonably rigid, whereas with this, I have all of them within this one now, and then I can put this into a larger pack, take it out when I need it, and then, again, just kind of put this away. It also means as well that because of the lack of rigidity, if you have these in and they're in another pack and you need to fit into a smaller space, you can fold it in half like this and just make sure that it fits in. So yeah, so these are from Savotta. Now the last two are definitely different. They do have some similarities with the previous ones that we've looked at, but I would say that these are the ones that I get asked about, especially this one. Now, these are, by the way, these are from Magpul. You know that random accessory company that used to make little plastic bits on magazines so that you could pull them out more, that are now one of the industry leaders in firearms accessories? How amazing it is that we've seen them kind of grow over the last decade and all of the different things that they now do. But these are the Dakar, however you pronounce that. So these are two different types. So the one that I have here is very thin. So these are made from, I don't know what these are made from. I'm going to have to leave it in the link down here. But it's a new age, cutting edge material that is more plasticky rubber than any of the actual kind of materials, stitched, sewn materials that we've had a look at. And rather than these being stitched on the seams, they use a high frequency radio technology that welds these seams. So the material on the front here and the material on the back where this has been stitched, it's not been stitched, it's had this high frequency radio. They've molded and at an atomic level they've fused together. This is how kind of cool and tough these are. But this one, so there are a few different sizes in this one. This one is the large, I believe. and you'll have seen this a lot. I guarantee you'll have seen this whenever you see me with some content when I have my Helicantex bushcraft satchel. This is the Dakar pouch that I have in that front pocket, and I take this everywhere when it's in there, mainly because of how waterproof these are. So you have this molded seam that, you know, won't let water in around it, and then at the top here you have this AquaGuard zip. So if I needed to put my phone, which generally would be in a bag that isn't waterproof, I can drop my phone into this, or I can drop any valuables into this, and it fits in there perfectly. Zip it up, make sure that the zip goes all the way to the end there, and it will stop any water from getting into this. Now that doesn't mean that you can submerge these. You can't use this as a buoyancy aid or something, but because this is sat within another bag will mean that there is less chance of water from being getting into here. And I will say, in all of the time that I've been out with my Helicantex bushcraft satchel, if I've had to put anything in here because it is raining that much, not had any issues whatsoever. Now if you're after something that's more of a traditional style pouch, again these come in a few different sizes, a few different colours. I had a voucher from work, my colleagues had got me, we get them from work when it's our birthdays and stuff, and I thought I'm gonna have to buy one of these because this thing's awesome. And this is one of the ones, if not the one, that when I'm in the office and I get asked about the most. So made from the same material as the other one, but this is more of a traditional style pouch. So you have a zip that comes, in fact there are two zips to make sure that you can open and close this as much as possible. The size of this, I can fit my Kindle into here, which will make sure that it stays nice and dry. But if you want to open it all the way out, you can do, and it will fully clamshell butterfly open. Now when you do it, there is a seam down here on the back, and you have these little kind of garages that you can push the zips into. If you push your zips into all the way, then it makes it easy to open up. It's just a strange way that it opens. You just have to make sure that you pull those round. They even have like the little divots in them, so that if you wanted to put some numbers in here like you can do with your magazines, which again I think is kind of cool. And then there is also a little ring here. Now it's not really a ring as such, it's just been cut into the material these are made from, but if you did need to attach something to there, then you can do. Now when this opens, I love this. I really do love this. It opens really nicely. So on the outside, tough, super water resistant, RF, whatever the radio frequency that this is all stitched together, and it looks like the type of thing that a fisherman would take while he's out fly fishing and he'd have all of his stuff in it. But when you open this, it's more like the Alpaka stuff. Everything is really nice, kind of high end. I don't know if it is actually Cordura. I probably should have checked, but it feels tough like Cordura, and it's rigid. It's really rigid. So in the front, kind of, you got your normal little bits that you can put your stuff into. There's a pocket here at the top that you can slip stuff into. There is a zipper pocket here, and then another slip pocket behind. But the beauty with this one is that behind this panel and behind this panel, there is a larger slip panel in here, which is where I can put my Kindle into here. I have an A5 notebook. And that will fit into here as well. If you don't want to put it in this side, instead you can put it in this side, which means that if you want to open it so that you can get your A5 notepad out of here, rather than having to open it and splay and get all of your stuff out, you can unzip it and this bit opens up here and you can take. It's amazing. I love this. These are expensive. I think this was about £40. I'll double check. I think it was about £40. However, definitely the best £40 that I've ever spent. So there you have it. Lots of different pouches that come from completely different manufacturers. You know, Magpul started off making pulls for magazines, but now they've got these awesome pouches. Lochby are more of a traditional material style pouch company. These are kind of more peripherals for your EDC wear. Vanquest, they're just tough as boots. If you're after something that's got a little bit more kind of a modern chic to it. You can't go wrong with alpaca. Finding something that is simple that you can throw into a bag with these Savotta ones are awesome. But then if you're after ultra high end, these Magpul ones are awesome as well. Yeah, hopefully that just gives you it's what I thought for this really is, because this is just the tip of the iceberg really when it comes to different pouches and different manufacturers that are out there. But hopefully this just gives you a little bit more inspiration into the different types of pouches and the manufacturers and the materials that are out here, and you know, hopefully there's more to look into. Now, the vast majority of these items I have purchased myself, but there are some that were sent to me. So I do want to say a huge thank you to the manufacturers that did send these to me, and of course I'll leave some of the links below so that you can see where you can pick all of these up, and from the different manufacturers that they've come from. I'll also leave some of my social media links below so that you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel Moorlander Tactical. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Stood there messing around my hat looking at myself. I forgot that I was filming. I've got a song stuck in my head from the previous piece of content that I made. Anyway. Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. I don't know what I was going to say. I need to work out what I'm going to say. Still be, these are tougher than cockroaches, and these are from Vanquest. Fuck, I'm gonna have to do that again. You generally can't go work, can't go work, oh, you tits, bollocks. You've got to check, I make some dickhead noises. If someone like, I mean Cynthia's here, but she's always here as a tree. At companies we have these organiser pouches now. You can pick them up. Now whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, no, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Well, you fluffed that last bit, didn't you? You was up! Was up! Oh, it's so cold. I've been doing this the entire time. The last piece of content I made was on some nice warm gloves. And I've been doing this the entire time with no gloves on. I got out the car, it said it was 0 degrees. I don't think, yeah, even my phone says that it's 0 degrees. And I'm stood here with the warm gloves sat there looking at me. Hey, come and put your hands in me, you filthy... I need to be careful what I say on YouTube nowadays. Anyway, hope you're all good. Hope you all have a nice weekend, or whenever this comes out. I'm not really sure when this comes out. Might come Wednesday, might come Sunday. Just not too sure. But yeah, hope you're all having a good week or a good weekend, and I will see you all soon.